Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to your April Tarotscope. This is going to be really interesting because I did talk to you about a pretty cool conjunction that's going to be coming up. And that's going to be coming up the 14th. Apologies, about the 12th or so, I think, of April. But we're already feeling that. And certainly with this new moon that's coming up on the 1st of April. This is an Aries moon, by the way, guys, so that's instinctive energy, it's instant gratification, it's about our work, it's about our physicalities, how we work the body as well, and I'm feeling that I'm going to keep this, no I'm not, I'm going to put those back in, guys, there's three of them. I'm feeling that, if we've been a little bit where you felt you're treading water, the great conversation with a dear friend of mine the other night about treading water, and I think we've all been treading water. Well, believe me, there's going to be that does want to come out. There is going to be an awful lot of water in the sky. We know that this is interesting. This particular conjunction with Jupiter and Neptune, we haven't actually seen this for about 165, 166 years, so there's no soul on the planet that's experienced it. I mean, Jupiter obviously goes around the clock for about 12 years. It stays in a sign for about a year. So, Jupiter's been in Pisces for a while now, but this conjunction with Neptune, of course, and Jupiter, of course, was the old ruler of Neptune. So, got a bit of a double whammy coming on, but I'm feeling it's okay, all right? We always have a positive and a negative, guys. Not everything's rosy in the garden. We all realise that. We live in this world and it's not easy. But there is certainly this sense of creativity that's going to be coming. Right, I'm done my shuffling. Right, so I'm going to take another 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 cards, guys. Right, I'm going to take them all up. I'm going to take from the bottom as they came out. And this particular card, what can I say? Right, the Hermit. This is Virgo energy. Now, Virgo is going to be feeling this sort of all the Virgo connection. That's going to be, I think this is going to be around, if I've got this right, I think, towards the end of sort of June, September time, that's when this energy is, and it depends on what we've got going on. I mean, if you've got really high degrees, guys, I've spoken to you about the intensity of 0 degree, and when we get over 22, 23 degrees, there is this degree of, tension as we're moving towards that next step, if you like. And I actually feel this is very evolutionary energy. So it's going to be interesting to see if we see the wheel in this spread. All right, so let's have a look. So again, Hermit energy. I spoke to you about this with this new moon. We had this full moon in Virgo last month. Very interesting. This is Virgo energy, the Hermit. So again, it's almost like going into the silence, I think. Working out the practicalities, having gone inside the self a lot, I think, with March, most definitely. We've all done that. We've all recognised what needs to change, what needs to evolve. And we've been given this gift with this Pisces energy to get creative in our thinking. All right. Now, we do acknowledge that Mercury energy, Mercury has now gone into Aries. This is Aries season, so it's very get-go. It can be a little bit of aggressive, so we need to watch our words. We need to be a little bit careful. And around that 1st of April, it could be a wee bit tense. So again, relationships, the way we speak to another, the way we communicate what we're feeling. There is a need to sort of keep it as Virgo and as possible, in as much as we need to be practical in our approach, guys. Wow. And this is perfect. We've got this new beginning, Page of Cup energy, little ideas, little projects that we've got going on, that we've been thinking about, that we haven't up until this point got into putting the whole thing together, but this is going to come. So new projects. I'm smiling with the Devil energy. Of course, this is Capricorn energy. And so, we've got Pluto, of course, in Capricorn still. We also got the midheaven in Capricorn as well on the 1st of April, but we do have Pluto at 28 degrees. Now that is very interesting because again it's almost like pushing through, recognising where we've had limitation and moving beyond limitation, because this conjunction that's going to be coming up around this sort of 12th of April and beyond that, we're going to feel it. We're feeling it now. We're recognising what's been limiting us, what has been preventing us from diving into this wonderful oceanic sense of where we're at peace and contented, right? So we need to acknowledge with the Hermit energy, go inside the self, really have a deep thought, go into it. It's very meditative as well as this energy, of course, but of course don't forget Virgo is a Mercury energy as well. So we've got that. So yes, study. It may well be that we're doing something different, but it is a period of being very creative and moving beyond limitation. Whether or not that is a relationship, whether or not that we're talking about where, certainly I think with this energy of Pisces, there's going to be a lot of wow, I cannot believe it, look at that. So again, I took one off the top and not the bottom there, so I've got, this has come from the bottom. So again, it's almost like the universe is giving us a gift, that gift of creativity, that gift of being able to think outside the box, certainly with all the Aquarian energy we've got in the sky. But it is about moving beyond limitation, whether or not it is a relationship, whether or not it is basically that you've had this shift in consciousness, that there's been this elevation, and therefore you may well be in a situation where you recognise that that person is not working on that vibration with you anymore. It's not working, you've moved beyond it, and you've moved beyond the gate. And this energy, I always look at this as being around August, September, which is very interesting, because I think that, again with this Virgo, I think Virgo is going to be feeling it. There's a lot going on, guys, but again, you'll have to come in with your charts. If you want me to have a look at that and see where it's going to be operating for you, please do. Again, taking from the bottom as they've come out. Wow, intuition. This is Pisces, all right? Here she is. She has the pillars of wisdom. She has the Taurus. She knows what she's doing. But this is Pisces. So if you are on a spiritual path, guys, then at the end of the day, you're going to get an awful lot coming through here. All right, but we also need to acknowledge that when I look at the pomegranates, it always takes me into the energy of where Persephone was stolen and taken into the underworld by Hades. All right, and of course this high priestess energy, in a way, it allows us to do that. I've said this many times. That particularly with Scorpio energy, because we've got this new moon on the 1st of April, and that is in actual fact it's got a little bit of argy-bargy going on there, a little bit of a conflict going on with the nodes, and we've got the nodes in both Taurus and Scorpio. All right, Taurus, it's a Venus energy, but it's also about our skills, and Taurus is allowing us to go, Scorpio is allowing us to go deep and recognise those skills, but also recognise what needs to end and ultimately to begin again something. All right, so being very creative. Oh wow, look at this. We've got 4 majors already. All right, so again, the Hierophant energy, I'm loving that. Hierophant energy, a need to be seen to be doing the right thing. It's a spiritual energy. It's very papal. It's often called the Pope within other decks, but it's allowing us to be seen to be doing the right thing. We have to do the right thing, so it is important that we recognise that if we have been treading water, now is the time for us to dispense with that. It's the time to dive deep, be imaginative, be creative, use this Aries Mars season to push forward and get things done. All right, hopefully in a peaceful way, because I do feel there could be a little bit of aggression coming in. Oops, keep taking it from the top, they don't come from the top. Aggression coming in. And let's try and keep a lid on it if we can. I remember putting a post up a couple of years back uh, I think it was a Spartan, and I said no spitting, with it was an Aries moon, and it is a little bit like that. It is important. Sometimes we do want to spit nails at people, but it is important if you can just step out of that and embrace this energy of Pisces that we've got in the sky, and continue embracing this Aquarian energy as well, because we've still got Mars in Aquarius. So, how are we going to break through? And of course, when we've got this new moon, that 11th and 12th house is quite busy. 12th house is very busy. And we've got fair bit going on in the first house as well, which is naturally Aries, don't forget. So, this is a time where we need to, move away. And if we've been toying with it and we've been not wanting to acknowledge that, we want to let go, don't forget as well that this can be a very, we're chained to something. So if it's finance, guys, does that really matter? We need to fold. I mean, I know I've had a few clients that are moving towards, sadly, they're losing businesses, but I always sort of say, see this as a good thing, see it as a gate through which to move, trust the intuition, do the right thing for you, and if we need advisory energy, certainly with this Hierophant, then that's a good thing. But I do feel that there are new keys of responsibilities coming forward, and don't forget that this energy of Capricorn also talks about responsibilities, guys, and it may well be that you're just fed up of it. All right, you don't want that anymore, you don't want it. And again, I think a lot of that is to do with where we're shifting into this, we're kicking it up a bit here, we're putting it in another gear, and we're moving forward on a spiritual level. And if you find that you're with a partner that is no longer on that level, that is going to be very, very difficult for many to live with, unless you've got an outlet for it. So, wow. You're bringing me the World card, but the World card is coming forward as a reverse today. I don't read reverse, but that's how it is coming out. So I'm going to turn it upside down. So again, it's almost like things that need to be completed. All right, things that need to be completed. And that coming forward, that it's not quite completed, so we need to go back and we need to have a look at it. Okay, so again, what is it that you need to do? What have you been thinking about? We all sort of yearn for the other partner, or we yearn for, it to be okay. But the bottom line is, when you've made a shift, I feel certainly as we're moving through this sort of energy of enlightenment, if you like. We need to move beyond these limitations now, and we need to complete that task, because it's part of our soul journey. So if we're not meant to be with that particular person, we're not meant to be within that particular building, if we're not meant to be in that particular business, whatever it is now time, I feel certainly with this last new moon, to draw a line. The last full moon was to draw a line in the sand, really. Wow. Again, this is coming upside down, but I'll put it down there. This Five of Cup energy, this my late husband used to cut the cards every morning before he left for work, and this used to come up quite a lot. He said, I'm going to be Five of Cupping today. It's I'm going to be looking back at something, but it did come forward up reverse, guys, which is telling me that when you make that move and you really do push forward, you're not going to look back. Right, you're not looking back. And bearing in mind that fives are always floaters for me, I always see a five energy as that intermittent. It's neither an ace, neither is it's not ace nor 10, it's just in between, it's stuck. So where we've been stuck, where we've needed inspiration, certainly, with this Aquarius and Pisces energy, where we've had to, recognise that, we've had to go into the underworld to find that, we've had to gain the knowledge. As I said, she has a wisdom, pillars of wisdom there, to move forward and do the right thing for us. Wow. Again, Queen of Wands energy, I'm liking it. It does talk about, again, it can be a trade energy, certainly the Queen of Wands. Others, others classes as a fire sign. I see a lot of Sagittarius in the Wands, personally, as a reader, and we've yeah, Jupiter, of course, rules Sagittarius, guys, and it's going to have this wonderful conjunction with Neptune. So I do feel being creative, going forward, making things work for you, and finding yourself in a good position to do that. Wow, again, these energies of embellishment, watching our own ships coming, laden, right, on one level. Again, I don't want to deviate too much from where I began this reading, but again, it's almost like, we're waiting for the result of our labours, okay? But you have to understand that, Mars, the Aries energy is asking us, we have to labour to achieve, okay? We can, Jupiter and Neptune, it's a beautiful conjunction. It's beautiful. It's very creative. It's going to allow for a lot of contentedness. It's also allowing for us to, again, as I said, shift it into another gear consciously if we're moving through it, and we're becoming to be more and more awakened and more enlightened. Then we're going to have that energy coming through as well to whatever it is. So it doesn't matter whether or not you're on a spiritual level, whether or not you're in a conscientious business, whether or not you wanted to get more individuated, and you've always been, these energies are going to help us do that and become much more creative. Wow, look at that. Perfect. Again, so yeah, for those of you maybe moving on to lovers, it may well be that you have invested a great deal and you've been waiting for the reward and it hasn't come, but it is going to come, all right? But it may not come from the, certainly with this limitation energy and this needing to, cease and desist is what I want to say with this, guys. So, yeah, it's tricky, but we can do this. We can move through it. And I've been talking about these energies all the way through the year, but we are going forward now. Wow, sorry, I keep picking that one up. Right, star energy, love it. Aquarius, of course, a star energy. One could argue and say it did come forward upright. So it's breaking through, moving beyond, breaking down, obviously, with this Pluto energy, the structures that we've got in the sky, and we can look at that socially, the socio-political scene that's going on. We can look at all of these things, but there is this breaking down, being more imaginative, and I've said many times that I do believe that there's going to be, with Jupiter, it can magnify, it can amplify. Pisces can be very dreamlike. It's very an imaginative energy, so let's not get too carried away as well. That's the sort of the other side of it. We need to be objective, certainly, and we also need to use the very strong Mercury energy of Mars, of the part of Aries that we've now moved into on this 1st of April. Let's use it wisely, though, okay? I'm just actually working on a tea, because that I've been doing a few teas, because obviously people keep asking me if I'm going to retire. No, I'm not. I'll never retire from my spiritual work. Anybody who works within this world knows that you never really truly unhitch your wagon from the spirit. They might let you have a little bit of a sabbatical, but you are pretty much on it until you leave the planet. So, yeah, breaking through, moving towards something, using your initiative, using that wonderful energy of being able to detach and divorce from emotion. Certainly is very difficult. Spoke to a lot of clients about that this month, about having an ability to detach from emotion, from human emotion. With human beings it's very difficult to do, but if we can do it, it certainly will free us. Wow. And again, Knight of Cups, I'm loving it. We've got the page up here. Again, Knight of Cup energy is less mature than the King, but it is suggesting that on an emotional level we are able to move forward now. And again, oh sorry, that's the wrong one. This one, fabulous. Again, money, yes, it can talk about that. The practicalities of life with this energy of the King. Being mature in our approach, being practical, recognising, right, certainly with this coin energy, it is an earth energy, okay, recognizing, you know, we have to stay earthed, we've got to stay grounded, but get creative, but we have to be practical as well. Okay, so using the energy in a practical way. Certainly, I think that it's been quite an intense month as March, very intense. And I think that certainly a lot of psychological pressures, and we're still going to have this energy, but I do feel it's going to be okay. I'm loving this, right? And the last card, right? The last card that's coming forward is the Knight of Wands. Now, this can also talk about travel. It is coming forward in a reverse energy, but it may well be that we are thinking about moving house, certainly, where we want to continue. Do we want to stay within this, as I said, the building, the premises, the relationship, the love affair, you know, whatever this is, this month is going to be a very decisive month, I feel, but it's also going to be a beautiful conjunction. But it is about you getting jiggy, guys. You've got to get jiggy, you've got to get down, you've got to use that creativeness in you. If you want to redecorate, if you want to do whatever you want to do, you know, if we are moving and we're breaking away from relationship, for instance, a lot of this energy here, marriage, you know, things that we're now realizing with this Aquarian energy that actually this is not who I am, this is not where I want to be, this is not helping me, this is hindering me. What is it that I need to do to break free? And I actually believe that this wonderful energy of Neptune and Jupiter is going to provide you with that inspired ability to move forward. We need to add as well Pisces, mutable water, right? We're going to have a lot of water in the sky. We certainly had it here in Spain. I'm going to do a live one for you soon on this. But we've certainly had it here in Spain. We've had like almost 10 days probably of just torrential rain and wind. It is quite a nice sunny day today, so I am taking advantage today because it's I've not been able to really sort of have enough light really to do the job. Really, it's been so dark outside, so I'm really glad that the sun is shining for me today so I can get this done for you. But yeah, this is it, guys. It is going to be quite an interesting month, but let's get jiggy with the creativeness. Let's do that. Let's think outside the box. I've been talking about that all year. Let's detach from limitation, and just let go. And you know, I also think, I mean, Jupiter being king of the gods, Neptune of course, again, the ruler of Pisces, and of course Jupiter having been the traditional ruler of Pisces, so there is going to be a lot of water in the sky. Again, I have to say to you, there are going to be shortages. It's very interesting because you know, I've said that there are going to be issues around the shipping industry. I'm absolutely sure of that. You know, and when we talk about money and inflation, we've got all of that going on as well. But again, guys, it's what's good for you and what is not. And all I will say about this beautiful conjunction is get creative with your mind. If you're practically creative, then do that. Make way, just make a way forward, guys, because this is being gifted to us. So make a way forward. For all of you that are very into a meditative life, certainly, you know, and you do have rituals, guys, it's another energy that comes with Scorpio, but if you do have rituals and you know, you do observe a spiritual life, then you're going to glide through this. But for those who are more, you know, their life is more sort of grounded and they operate on a different level, then I just want to say you've just got to let go and let God, as they say, because with Jupiter in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces making this conjunction, this lovely conjunction, I think that's the best advice I can give to you, really. Just let go, let the universe do the driving and see where it takes you, because I feel that all these limitations, these offers of gates, completing, going inside, recognising what doesn't work anymore. I am absolutely confident that we're all going to be moving forward. This is a really, really good energy. So you need to sort it. So use your energy well, guys. If you want to come in for a private reading with me, you know you can. You can get me via the website www.maggiespark.co.uk, or you can message me, WhatsApp, Messenger, so on and so forth. And again, apologies that I've not done this before, guys, and I'm now going to do a live video on the Jupiter and Neptune conjunction. I'm hoping if we get some decent weather, I'm going to be able to get that sorted for you. But I've sort of touched on it a little bit today, but hopefully it's been helpful to you. I'll just pull them down so you can have a good look. I don't want to go too far down because we're 25 minutes in, but there we go. So, yeah, advice, getting it right, recognising what needs to end, certainly, and even though we may have been toying with it and we haven't tidied it up, because of course this was reversed, we're going to tidy it up. So again, let's not look back, let's be positive. This was also came under reversed, so you know, don't look back, go forward, stand in your own power. Watch your ships coming in, you know, but if you know, you can wait there forever if it's not right. If those ships haven't got what you want, you can wait on the shore forever. It's not going to work, and it's not going to work out. There's a lot of water. It's going to come in and it's going to do what it needs to do. So let go, let God, and get on with it. I hope that's helped you guys, and I'm sending you lots of love, and I will speak to you soon. Take care now. Bye.